Our Direct PLM connector for ARAS Innovator, in addition to providing full support of all the most popular MCAD systems on the market, also includes integration of MS Office applications. Let's suppose that we want to start handling this Word document inside ARAS. First of all, we need to start the connector, and this will also imply a logging into ARAS. Then we will need to provide some identification for this new document. There are different use cases possible. If you just want to handle this as document without any relationship to a part, you can just use the edit document data command. This will pop up an ARAS form to provide the metadata for a document, starting from a document number, a description, and maybe a classification. Once you're done, you just confirm this data and you close the form. This will bring you back to the Word application, and you will be ready to save this document inside ARAS. It will be enough to click on the Save into ARAS icon. The document is now created in ARAS. We could check this through the ARAS interface, or we could use one of the many querying capabilities in the connector. This is Query on Documents. And if we refresh that, we can see that now we have a new document, which is SOW098, that actually contains the Word document which we have saved. The connector also created a PDF viewable file that's available to everybody in the company, even if they don't have Word on their PC. A similar use case can be followed with the PowerPoint, for instance. Let's say that I want to save this document in ARAS. Same steps. First, I define the document. I provide a description. And I could define a classification. Again, when I'm done, I just save the metadata and I close the form, and I'm brought back to the PowerPoint application. You may notice that the file is automatically renamed to ensure unicity inside ARAS. This is not mandatory. This is something that you can configure differently if you wish to keep the original name of the file. In any case, you need to save into ARAS to actually upload the file into the PLM. And again, if we check the contents of ARAS documents, we can now see the new PowerPoint document with its own PDF associated. Okay, as I said at the beginning, there can be different use cases. Let's follow a different one for an Excel file. Let's suppose that I want to insert this document in ARAS, but in that case, this is an Excel file that actually captures a specific situation of a bill of material for an existing part. So my goal is to associate this document to an existing part. So actually I should follow two different steps. First, create the document in ARAS and then associate it with the part. Thanks to the connector, I can do both things in a single step. I can use another query view in the connector, which is Query on Part, and I can search for the part I want to associate this document to. I can filter the parts and I can check which one is the one I'm interested. Let's say that I want to associate this Excel file to this existing CATIA assembly. Well, I can use a connector command, which is assign part data, and this will associate this part information to this new document. As you can see, in this case, the Excel file has been renamed according to the part number. Again, all this can be configured to fit your specific needs. And again, I just need to save into ARAS to get my job done. So now, of course, I have a new document inside ARAS, and I can check this through the query on document, and that's the Excel file. But if I use the query on part and I refresh this query view, I can see that the CATIA assembly, which was associated to part number 30 something, it is now associated with both the CAD data but also with an Excel file that's stored inside ARAS to be shared with everybody. And as usual, a PowerPoint has been automatically, sorry, a PDF has been automatically generated out of the Excel file. Okay, other interesting use cases concern use of templates. It is very often very convenient to use templates to speed up the generation of new documents. And again, we can see different variation of this use case. Let's say that we want to create a new Word document that will be a minute of meeting. So I decided to have in my company a minute of meeting template. We have a command for generating new MS Office applications out of a template or out of every possible files handled by the connector. So I just click on create new document from template, and the system will show me the available templates in the current application, which is Word. So you can see that I have a datasheet template that we will use later on, and we have a template for minutes of meetings. So I double click on this, and this will pop up a new document starting from the template. Okay. A temporary file name is defined for this new document, which is no longer the template. It's something that will become my document. So I need to define the identity of this document as we did in the previous use cases. So I could use document data to specify that this is a new minute of meeting, and I could change the standard description. I can save and close. The minute of meeting is properly renamed, and what is really nice and interesting with templates is that if you build the templates so that some fields refer metadata coming from the PLM, these fields are automatically compiled. You can see that here we have minutes of meeting MOM 801, and if we look at the this section of the document, you can see that it has been automatically composed out of information that I have inserted into the PLM. So that's minutes of kickoff meeting for project ELBA, etc., etc. So I could complete this, of course, and when I'm done, I just save into ARAS. Now if I refresh my query on document, I will have a new document, which is the minute of meeting. It will be available to everybody in the company along with the PDF. Next use case, similar to this but slightly different. Let's say that I want to create a test report, and I want to associate that with an existing part. So I could start from an Excel template. So I can switch to Excel here, and I can start the same command, new from template. I have several templates available. Let's pick the first one, and this will load and start editing of a template for my test execution. Okay, I will need to fill this, and then I want to store it inside ARAS, and as I said, in that case I want to associate it with a part. So I can do something similar to what we saw in a previous use case. I can again use the query on parts to locate the part I am interested to associate with this new document, and I can use the assign parts data button here. This is renaming the Excel file, and it is now ready for saving. And again, if I refresh the query on part, I can see that this part is now associated both to the CAD documents, to the bill of material Excel file that I associated initially, and now to this test report. Last example is again with Word, but in that case I have built inside the template the fact that the new document must be associated with the part. This is also possible with our connector. So when I start a new Word document out of the other template, which is a template for a data sheet, the template is associated with the part. So when I create the new document, the system automatically asks me for the part information. So I can create contextually some part data. I can provide a description. And I can provide a classification for the new part. Also in this case, the template is automatically compiled with information that comes, in this case, also from the part, from the associated part information. So you can see here the part number. You can see some information also in this section of the document. And even in the test, we have built automatically some description out of the information that I provided. I can now save this document into Aras, and I can check the results to the query on document. So just to recap, full integration with Word, Excel, PowerPoint, possibility to assign document data or optionally association with part data, full support to creation of new documents by means of existing templates which are stored inside Aras.